कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण केशवा माधवा हरि नारायण केशवा माधवा हरि नारायण कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण श्री वेणुगोपाल कृष्ण श्री वेणुगोपाल कृष्ण माधवा मधुसूदना नारायण माधवा मधुसूदना नारायण कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण कृष्ण राम गोविंद नारायण सच्चिदानंद भगवान की very very beautiful day today. Every day which passes in the remembrance of Paramatma is a most valuable day in our life. Naturally, we are all inclined to see only defects, see only shortcomings, and forget all the beautiful gifts what God has given us. This is our natural tendency to see only what desires are not fulfilled, but we seldom see what desires have already been fulfilled by God. It's a natural tendency. Is this okay? Yes, that's okay, but so this is a natural tendency of all the human beings. So when this tendency is there, to realize that Paramatma is already taking care of our requirements, but with one condition. We all have heard from the scriptures and from many Mahatmas that Paramatma's grace is unconditional, without actually knowing what is the meaning of the word unconditional. We talk about love towards one another and we say unconditional, but there also we fail to understand the word unconditional. It is such a lofty, such a very very lofty sentiment. Unconditional love is so lofty a sentiment that it requires a training of entire life to understand it. Kabir Das, the great saint poet, said, पोथी पढ़ी पढ़ी जग मुआ पंडित भयान कोई ढाई अक्षर प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित होई. See how beautiful it is to even hear this word. Many thousands of books people read and read and read and read, but they did not become true pandits. The one who learned and understood the 2.5 letter word called as prema. Dhai akshar. Dhai akshar mane 2.5 letter word, that is prema. Pa and ma are full words, ra is half, so prema. The one who learnt this 2.5 letter thoroughly, he has really become a pandit. It's so difficult to understand this because we expect unconditional love, but we ourselves do not know how to give it. All the time what we are giving is conditional only. So when we give something conditional, we are expecting unconditional. That is the law what God has made. That is the only law which Paramatma has made. If you have even the iota of a desire in you, you give first whatever you expect. First and foremost you give. Once you start giving, then you see that you start receiving. But that is where we don't do that. Therefore we don't receive. It applies even to the Paramatma's grace also. Paramatma in Bhagavad Gita, all the 700 verses, you read the 700 verses. After you read the 700 verses, you try to find the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Sarva dharman parit. This is the 18th chapter. In the 18th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Sarva dharman parityajya. Mamekam sharanam vraja. It's so nice to learn by heart and then chant it. You learn it by heart, yada yada hi dharmasya, chant it. Everything we will say, but what exactly does it mean? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. I will release you from every single difficulty. Every single difficulty I will release you, provided you surrender yourself completely to me. Surrender yourself completely to me. And we all have heard surrender only in the context of war. We have heard surrender only in the context of war, but never in the context of peace. What is surrender? Surrender is, immediately we start saying, whatever we have read in the books, we say, surrender is giving up fighting. And then surrender is giving up fighting, and then raise both hands and then go and submit yourself to the enemy. That is surrender. That's in the context of war. But in the context of devotion also, Sharanagati is a beautiful term. What does it mean? Stop desiring. The moment you stop desiring, you say, He knows how to take care. Paramatma knows what to take care, how to take care, He knows. Is there anything which is hidden from Paramatma, the creator of this world, the source of this world? See, for example, if somebody builds an institution. An individual builds an institution right from scratch. Right from scratch, somebody builds an institution. Won't that person be knowing each and every single thing going on in the institution? A person who builds the institution right from scratch, I am saying, right from scratch, just like Mata Log, all the Mata, they know what is there in the kitchen specifically, exactly where it is kept, they know very well. The kitchen, they will definitely know where is kept, what is kept, because they are the one who set it up. So Paramatma is the one who has actually brought this world into being. So Paramatma knows everything. So we need not have to tell Paramatma, only one eligibility is required from our side, and that is not to desire anymore at all. But not desiring does not mean not devoting oneself, no? See, I don't desire anything, so I don't do anything. That is what normally people think. The one who does not desire, what can he do? Totally wrong. The one who does not desire for himself, he can desire for others. When I desire happiness for others, then I also am included in that one. So it becomes paropakara. So when I start seeing Paramatma in everybody, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ಎದುರು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಜನಗಳಿಂದ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಗೆಳೆಯರು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಗೆಳೆಯರು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ರು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡೋರು. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇವನು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನರ್ಥ? ಇವ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಅವ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ನ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ನಾನು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೂ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಗ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿತೀವಿ. ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಬಂದು ಮುಟ್ಲಿ, ಯಾಕೋ ಮುಟ್ತೀಯ? ನನಗೆ ಯಾರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲೋ ಅವ್ನು ಬಂದು ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಟ್ತೀಯ, ಯಾಕೋ ಮುಟ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್, ಸ್ನೇಹ. ಸ್ನೇಹ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ರು ಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡೋದು. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್, ಅನ್ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಂದ, ಕರುಣೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎದುರು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಏನು ಕರುಣೆ ಎದುರು ನೋಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಂತರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಓದಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಠಪಾಠ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ಓದಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಠಪಾಠ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ತಿಂಡಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಎದುರು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಎದುರು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ? ಸೊ ಎದುರು ನೋಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಣರು. ನನಗಿದು ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ? ನಮಗೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ. ಇವು ನೋಡಿ, ಸೊ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಒಂದು 10 ದಿವಸ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇವರು ಬುಕ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, ಭಾಗವತ ಮಹಾಪುರಾಣ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಓದ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಅಲೋನ್ ರೀಡ್ ದಿಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ದ ಜಾಯ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಜಾಯ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂ ಜಾಯ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ the earliest everybody should get the books. At the earliest everybody should get the books, and they should also read. So this is the attitude we should have when we have something beautiful and something enjoyable. Share it with everybody. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಾದರೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾವೇ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆನಂದ ಪಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಅದನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು. ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವಾಗೇನೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆನಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಂದರೆ ದ ವೈಸ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಶೇರ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದೆಮ್. ನಂತರ ತಾನೆ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಅನ್ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಡಿವೋಷನ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ sitting down in a capsule and doing it. It is in the everyday life only. Unconditional devotion to Paramatma is in everyday life. Every single person you meet, see what you can do for him. Every single person you meet, see what you can do. What little can I do for that person? Then all the people will think what we want to do for that person. Exactly reciprocal. It becomes reciprocative. So Paramatma is there everywhere. Remember, Paramatma is there. Every single being, every single thing, Paramatma is there. So that is what the Bhagavata is telling us. You see, as you go on reading, you will come to know what the Bhagavatam is trying to tell us. What the Bhagavad Gita is trying to tell us. Open your heart. ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯೂ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಭಾಗವತ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜ್ ನೋಡಿ. In so many pages, what are we going to learn? Paramatma is everywhere. Stories, number of stories will be there, but ultimately what is the essence? Paramatma is everywhere, see him everywhere. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಭಾಗವತ. We'll continue now. We are in verse number 26, page 13. ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಶೂದ್ರ ದ್ವಿಜ ಬಂಧೂನಾಂ ತ್ರಯೀನ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಗೋಚರಾ ಕರ್ಮ ಶ್ರೇಯಸಿ ಮೂಢಾನಾಂ ಶ್ರೇಯ ಏವಂ ಭವೇದಿಹ ಇತಿ ಭಾರತಮಾಖ್ಯಾನಂ ಕೃಪಯಾ ಮುನಿನಾ ಕೃತಂ. ಏವಂ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಸ್ಯ ಸದಾ श्रेयसि द्विजाः सर्वात्मकेनापि यदा नातुष्यद्हृदयं ततः नाति प्रसीदत् हृदयः सरस्वत्यास्तटेषु च वितर्कयन् विविक्तस्थ इदं प्रोवाच धर्मवित् धृतव्रतेन हि मया छन्दांसि गुरुवोग्नयः छन्दांसि गुरवोग्नयः मानिता निर्व्यलीकेन गृहीतं चानुशासनम् भारतव्यपदेशेन याम्नायार्थश्च दर्शितः दृश्यते यत्र धर्मादि स्त्रीशूद्रादिभिरप्युत तथापि बत मे दह्यो ह्यात्मा चैवात्मना विभुः असम्पन्नैव भाति ब्रह्मवर्चस्य सत्तमः किं वा भागवता धर्मा न प्रायेण निरूपिता प्रिया परमहंसानां त एव ह्यच्युत प्रिया तस्यैवं खिलमात्मानं मन्यमानस्य खिद्यतः कृष्णस्य नारदोऽभ्यागात् आश्रमं प्रागुदाहृतम् तमभिज्ञाय सहसा प्रत्युत्थायागतं मुनिः पूजयामास विधिवन् नारदं सुरपूजितम् This is the beautiful background for why Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi is now compiling or devoting his mind to Bhagavan Narayana. The reason for that is all these descriptions coming now. It's a beautiful description. That great, intelligent, brilliant Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi, how could he come to a state of mind in order to compile this Bhagavatam? Or why did he at all compile this Bhagavatam? So that is the cause is being narrated here. Jai Jai Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Prathama प्रथमस्कन्धे नैमिषीयोपाख्याने चतुर्थः. Now please once again when you read this, do not take it personally, but take it in the sense of the time and period during which it was compiled and the state of affairs at that time. So now we should try to transport our mind to that situation. Seeing that the women, the Shudras and the fallen Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas were debarred even from hearing the Vedas and did not know how to perform acts that are conducive to good, the sage Vedavyasa was good enough to compose the Mahabharata epic in order that women and others too might attain blessedness through the same. So the state of affairs at that time was that there was a bar. There was a bar, there was a, that is what you call as there was a disparity. Only learned people and only the certain people could read the Vedas. Not everybody could read the Vedas. And then not only that, in particular mention of women, they were looked not very much in a proper manner. So women and the other castes. So there was a disparity in the way people treated them. So seeing that they were not accessing this knowledge, therefore Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi decided that there should be something from which everybody should benefit, every single individual should benefit. That is why he compiled the Mahabharatam. After dividing the Veda into 4 parts and giving it to everybody, then he decided to compile the Mahabharatam. And you just understand, Mahabharatam is not an ordinary narration. ಭಗವಂತನಾದ ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸರು ಈ 4 ವೇದಗಳನ್ನು 4 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯಂದಿರು ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಹೆಂಗಸರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲವು ಜಾತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಧರ್ಮ ಬೋಧನೆಗೆ ಓದೋದಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವರೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರೇ ಭಾರತ, ಮಹಾಭಾರತ ಅಂತ ಗ್ರಂಥ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರೇನು? ಮಹಾಭಾರತ. ಈ ಮಹಾಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಪಡ್ತೀರ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪುರಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಸೇರಿದರೆ 86,000 ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 1,00,000 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಿರೋದು ಮಹಾಭಾರತ. 1,00,000 ವರ್ಸಸ್. ಈ ಮಹಾಭಾರತದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಸಾರಾಂಶವಾಗಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಶಬ್ದಗಳು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ದ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ ಇನ್ ಅಟ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮರಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಸೇ? ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು? ಪಾಂಡವರು ಪಾಂಡುಪುತ್ರರು, ಕೌರವರು ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಪುತ್ರರು. ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಪುತ್ರರು ಪಾಂಡವರಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಕೋಪ ಬಂತು, ಯುದ್ಧ ಆಯಿತು, ಕೌರವರು ಸೋತರು, ಪಾಂಡವರು ಗೆದ್ದರು. Pandu's children are Pandavas, Dhritarashtra's children are Kauravas. The Kauravas did not give what the Pandavas deserved, so Pandavas got angry. Therefore there was a war, Pandavas won and Kauravas lost. That is the essence of Mahabharata. Within a minute we can say the Mahabharata. But is that all? Every single emotion which is hiding in the heart and deepest of the hearts of the human being has been brought out in the Mahabharata. It has been said about the Mahabharatam, Yadihasti tadanyatra yannehasti natat kvajit. If anything is there in the world, it is already there in the Mahabharata. If it is not there in the Mahabharata, it is not there in the world. That is the glory of Mahabharata. ಮಹಾಭಾರತ ಎಂಬ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಭಗವಂತನಾದ ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಯಾರಿಗೇನು ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಹೇಳು? ಪಾಂಡುರಾಜನ ಪುತ್ರರು ಯಾರು? ಪಾಂಡವರು. ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಪುತ್ರರು ಯಾರು? ಕೌರವರು. ಕೌರವರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಪಾಂಡವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಂಡವರಿಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯುದ್ಧ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೌರವರು ಸೋಲ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಾಂಡವರು ಗೆಲ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ ಅಂದರೆ? ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ? ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಥೆ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಆಳವಾದ ಕಥೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಡಿಡ್ ಹಿ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ದೆನ್? ವೈ ಡಿಡ್ ಭಗವಾನ್ ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸ ಋಷಿ ಕಂಪೈಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್? ವೈ ಡು ದಿಸ್? Why do such the Central Board of Secondary Education, and then secondary school leaving certificate, and then collegiate education, all these boards together, they sit down, rack their brains, and then keep on writing books, and then they print it, and then they send it to schools, so that the children are filled with that information in the head, so that they can do something worthwhile in the school, after schooling. Is it not the only intention? That is the intention. Therefore, every single compilation by any wise person has got a goal. And that goal is not just worldly knowledge. Khana, pina, moj udhana. That's not the only thing. That's not the only thing limited. Life is not limited to only that only. No? And we do not know when that moj is going to be khatam. We do not know that also. There is something deeper. Something very, 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 very subtle in this life to understand. Therefore, Bhagavan Vedavyasa compiled the Mahabharatam. Can you believe that inside the Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is one part? Can you believe that Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram is part of the Mahabharatam? Mahabharatam, people think it's only a story of war. But Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the world-famed philosophical treatise where Bhagavan Krishna is giving the Upadesha to Arjuna, is part of the Mahabharata. And that too, when the two senas, two armies are arrayed, Bhagavad Gita is being taught in that time when both the armies are ready to start the war. That is the time when Bhagavad Gita is being taught. And Vishnu Sahasranama is taught narrated by Bhishma Pitama when he is on the deathbed, on the bed of arrows. So all these things are not just small. One more thing I will tell you. We are all surprised. It was the first time when we had test tube baby. Surprised. Oh, science has advanced so much. Science has made so much advancement. For your information, the first test tube baby is mentioned in the Mahabharata. The first woman in this world who could break the fetus into 100 pieces and put them in jars and then bring them out, incubation. Put them into incubators and then bring them as live children, including Duryodhana, Dushasana, all these children, is Gandhari. When she conceived, she was in a hurry that Kunti would get the children earlier, so she wanted to deliver the child faster. So she wanted to deliver the child, she started hitting her belly. And what happened? The child did not develop completely, it became 100 pieces. And then it was delivered undeveloped. So the Guru advises, put them into jars and keep it. Please read the Mahabharata in full, you will understand all these things. Who has read it? Who has read the Mahabharata completely? And then in the 100 jars only the children develop and then come as Duryodhana, Dushasana and all these things. Agastya Rishi was born in a jar. That's why he's called as Kumbhaja. Agastya Rishi's name is Kumbhaja. He was born in a kumbha. So everything is already there. So that is, the Mahabharata is not just a story to see in the TV serial. Beautiful acting, no? Beautiful acting. How beautifully, how nicely. All that you say and then come away. It is a story of your life. Mahabharata is a story of your life. How will you behave in this situation? How will you behave in a particular given situation? If somebody talks ill of you, how will you behave? If somebody is developing very nicely and you are feeling jealous, how will you behave? All these things are put together in one beautiful work, and that is Mahabharatam. So that is what Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi has given to the world. So that every single individual, irrespective of what class he comes from, irrespective of what creed he comes from, irrespective of what is his color, anything, anywhere in the world, he can read the Mahabharata and understand how much intricacy is there in life, and ultimately dedicate himself to the true goal of life, that is finding who you are. Sriman Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Sriman Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण भगवन्नारायण नारायण नारायण भगवन्नारायण नारायण नारायण भगवन्नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण सच्चिदानंद भगवान की ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु